क्या होता है वो यूनिफॉर्म पहनने के बाद?
When you wear the costume, you will just with the police uniform, you know, you're like you'll always take a chair. You'll not sit anywhere you want to. You know, there's a certain like, at least with me, I become a little proper.
I used to sell crockery sets.
The first job I got in Bombay was in the casting department of Yash Raj Films.
Wow.
I was working for Shanu Sharma.
Sachin was gone, you know, and I like shook his hand. I was like, "Thank you," and you were like, "For what?"
कुछ होता है सचिन.
तुम नहीं समझोगे.
Oh, he was a thorough gentleman.
Radio Nasha. Hi, Pari हूँ मैं and you're watching us on Radio Nasha. Thanks for that reaction. Okay, so Rakshak, India's Briefs Chapter 2 streaming on Amazon Mini TV. सबसे पहले अगर आपने नहीं देखा, please go and watch it. मैंने देखा है and इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि बातें करना बनता है इसके बारे में. So welcome to Radio Nasha, Vishwas, Barun and Surbhi.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Initial first reactions.
Pretty good, yeah. To be honest, I think people are finding like at least my people who have seen it. My mom has seen it, and she said that she got very emotional, and she said that she wasn't expecting that it'll get to this level where like she'll feel the show so much. So that's good feedback, and Mama's feedback is always honest feedback.
Yes, best feedback
best
ever.
Feedback. She loved Barun and she loved her. I told them today in the morning.
Nice.
She loved the show. So good. It's I think hitting the right spot. That's what the show is about.
Correct. So is that like your
Making people feel bad.
Is that like your test, litmus test जिसको बोलते हैं कि मम्मी ने approve कर दिया तो मतलब
Not Mama can't be litmus test, to be honest,
Yeah.
because Mama is always going to give
Biased.
great feedback.
Yeah.
Like she's all, and Mama's son is always the hero. No matter what character you're playing.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking when you were talking about your mom telling ना कि जो ये वो है. Her daughter's the hero, right? She'll always be like,
तो लगेगा
इनको
ही.
ये नहीं दिख रहा? लाओ मैं फोन करूँ जो. So Mama can't be the litmus test. Usually, I think for me is my own watching it. I'm a very harsh self-critique, but in terms of the whole product, I can pretty much say कि कैसा बना है, कैसा लग रहा है, मुझे कैसा feel हो रहा है. बाकी audience reaction तो पता लग जाता है यार.
One of my friends he saw my name on the vanity downstairs and he just came in like, "Hey, I started watching. It's really good." When I was the surprise here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and Surbhi, it's your OTT debut.
Yes, it
so
is.
congratulations on
Thank
that.
you, thank
कितना
you.
special है ये?
बहुत है यार. I think to be a part of 2-3 factors like the cast and the producers who I've known for a long time now with Amazon, I think it just was everything just was pitch perfect. मुझे ऐसा लगा कि सब कुछ perfect है, and I thought that even if it is not a very substantial part, but मेरे लिए बड़ा I think it's a story that I wanted to be a part of. And actually कोई भी इंटरव्यू मैंने अभी तक दिया है, मैंने सुमन देवी जी की बात नहीं की है जो उनकी वाइफ. आई थिंक ये हीरोज तो है ही हैं
जी.
बट जो आई मीन आई हैव हर्ड हर इंटरव्यू, वॉइस इंटरव्यू, आई थिंक शी इज सो स्ट्रॉन्ग. एंड इवन जब आप एंड में देखेंगे उनका एक छोटा सा पार्ट डाला है, आई थिंक शी लुक्स लाइक शी इज लाइक oh God, how do you like take care of 3 kids? And then I think they're so mentally like ready या क्या है मुझे नहीं पता, but I can never even imagine. And बहुत ही independent सी थी वो, जब मैंने उनके बारे में पढ़ा भी कि उन्होंने मोटर बाइक चलाना सिखाया है सुबेदार जी ने. So and I think she then started driving. She also pursued her career, मतलब पढ़ाई study. हाँ, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये कहानी का हिस्सा और उनको प्ले करना थोड़े से भी एक तरीके से ट्रिब्यूट. मैंने कहा कहानी भी मत सुनाओ, बस ऊपर से बता दो क्या है, मैं बता दो शूट कब आना है, पैसे भी मत बताओ, मैं आ जाऊंगी. Yeah, there are some somewhere you can't just somewhere you can compromise, somewhere you cannot. Like right. Here, I just didn't want to.
Yeah, कुछ चीज़ें I think आप as actors also इतना calculate करके decisions नहीं लेते हो.
नहीं लेते.
I think this is
ये बड़े impulsive सा moment होता है वो एक, और वो moment था उस वक्त. Yeah,
it's beautiful. I think it's the correct amount of emotion, there is obviously storytelling, there is also that kind of कि क्या होने वाला है, you know,
Yeah.
especially the last episode where there is action. So I think it's the correct amount of emotion, action, everything, and it's very bingeable.
Yeah.
मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा लंबा नहीं
नहीं
है.
है, kept it precise.
Yeah, so it's actually very nice. And let's come to the Haryanvi accent. वो आजकल social media पर चलता है ना, your Haryanvi accent is so sexy. Here again.
Ram Ram bhai Haryanvi.
So it was actually that. It sounded very nice. Did you guys have to work a bit more on the accent? उस पर
I
Haryanvi
had
accent
to.
पे? He perhaps didn't.
Yeah.
No, I also had. ऐसी बात नहीं है. But the thing is that we had a dialect coach. Basically, the producers did their job well. We had a dialect coach. So he came in to my vanity the first reading,
हाँ.
and he heard me and so he
उससे
was like,
पहले नहीं?
कोई
reading में नहीं? क्या बात कर रहे हो?
No, that's a very weird thing actually. Even Sudeep, for that matter, didn't check my Punjabi when I was cast for Bollywood. Yeah, and basically Sudeep's point was कि हम करवा लेते.
हाँ.
हम करवा लेते हैं किसी से भी. So Bika ji also, our dialect coach, he came in and he heard and he left. And he was like-
He laughed. अच्छा.
He
left.
अच्छा.
And he never came back after that. You're like, you're fine.
You're fine.
So I'm from Delhi.
हाँ.
So and a lot of my friends are Haryanvi people.
Yeah, I did need. Yeah, I needed training, of course, because मैं बिल्कुल ही मैं तंग हूँ इस चीज़ में. But I think he was just so kind enough. वो कश्मीर से मुझे भेजते थे voice notes जब शूटिंग कर रहे थे, क्योंकि मेरा आने के बाद schedule था 2-3 दिन का. So and हाँ, मैं मतलब अपनी नींद में भी dialogues बोलती थी, ऐसे बोलूँगी, because yeah, it just like it came as a challenge to me, and I said, उफ, ये तो अब करना है, and I can't go wrong. And he is also very particular. वो जो हैं बिका जी, जिनका नाम मैं ले रही हूँ, बड़े particular हैं. और इधर का भी हो जाएगा तो उनके मुंह पे दिखेगा, वो बोलेंगे नहीं.
But it's sweet. He's very sweet.
He's very sweet. So, but yeah, I had to work on it, but it then I think it looked okay, na?
Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Of course
It
it
was
looked,
great.
of course. And पता है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है that the Haryanvi accent इसमें ना एक अलग ही अपनापन है.
Yeah.
इस
That's true.
accent में.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is something which is like
Yeah.
so अपना है, like
Yeah.
हाँ अच्छा लग रहा है और
क्योंकि
बोलो.
वो soft भी नहीं है. वो
Oh,
है
that's
थोड़ा सा.
very hard.
हाँ, it's very hard, but उसमें भी अपना लगता है. You're
Correct.
right.
Yes.
You're right.
There was also, of course, a lot of action there, action scenes. So I'm assuming कि वो physical prep भी काफी रहा होगा.
हाँ जी, we were
है ना?
given a good amount of action training. We had a pretty cool action director,
Yeah.
Nishant sir. Yeah, very high energy, and hero on set. He was the hero on set. I was telling everyone. So he was there, and he was like, you know, we trained in Bombay for 2 to 3 days. Then we went on.
He's hilarious, man.
याद आ गया आपको. Yeah.
You're like, कुछ नहीं भाई, बस यहाँ पहाड़ है, उतर जाना. कैसे? That's how he is.
Yeah, but you know, I think these are people who make it easier. जब वो खुद ऐसा आपको महसूस नहीं करवाते हैं, फील नहीं करवाते हैं कि ये बहुत मतलब एक बहुत डिफिकल्ट
बहुत बड़ी
चीज
चीज
है.
है.
I think it gets
Yeah, definitely.
easier.
No, he's very sweet. One also the thing is that all these people they also gauge, will figure out who's got what kind of competence, and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
Yeah.
really good.
अच्छा, talk to me about just the feeling of wearing the uniform. क्या होता है वो uniform पहनने के बाद?
I feel the first thing that happens to me is, like it's like, to be honest, the closest I can compare it with is wearing very cool formal clothing. There's a certain like the posture and there's a certain
Confidence.
care of the costume that comes into you. Otherwise, I'm a very like my shoes and all are always very dirty. Like I like my clothes are shabby usually. But when you wear the costume, you will just with the police uniform, you're like you'll always take a chair. You'll not sit anywhere you want to. There's a certain
Gravitas.
at least with me, I become a little proper, if for the lack of a better word. So I feel that's one thing that comes to the other is that there's a feeling of pride. I feel like that you start slowly forming, and then the character for me is usually I try to keep it a little away from the uniform and I keep it in the person. So it does come there, but it's a good feeling. It's a very different feeling to have.
Yeah. Barun, how is it the same for you also?
Yeah, I think deep down inside I don't associate myself with any kind of privilege maybe. So my work mode, labor, I think starts. So with respect to the uniform, also starting, it was always. I'm just thinking, Vishwas ji bol raha tha, कि my head was always working on कि this guy is really busy. Like like what he said, you have to keep the character of the person separate from the uniform. But it was a nice feeling. I won't deny that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of actors say कि जो outfit होता है या जो costume होता है, that is kind of very helpful sometimes for you to just get into the character. Like कोई outfit या कोई costume होता है वो पहनते हो and that kind of helps you become
कोई
that
नहीं है,
character.
हर outfit.
हाँ, that's what I wanted to know कि आप लोगों के साथ भी ऐसा होता है. Can you remember any ऐसा particular costume या outfit जो आपके अभी तक के shows या films या projects में रहा होगा?
Can I answer that?
Please.
Yeah, because the way the intricate thing came into my head was, you work on the body language of the character in your head. You work on, what amount of arrogance or niceness or chivalry or whatever, this 20,000 things that you think about your character that you will bring to the table. You're working on that, like Surbhi was saying, I was saying my dialogues in my dreams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you wear your costume, na, irrespective of what that is, when you see the mirror, na, all those things come rushing back to you.
जी.
And the slightest of things. I'm not going to sit down and talk about how greatly I prepare and stuff like that, but they just come back to you and you become that character. I think it's the most scientific and logical explanation.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I mean, like, when I did Fernandez, I did a series for Netflix called She. My character's name is Fernandez. So they got jeans for Fernandez. And I've always been the guy who had 2 pairs of jeans throughout college and life. I just had, but those 2 pairs were like I used to badi mushkil se find my kind of jeans. And they got jeans for Fernandez and I wore it and I was like, ye to main kabhi na kharidta, right? Initially that was my thought. But when I looked at myself in the mirror, I looked very different. That's a character.
Yeah.
That's getting into a character or, like not being yourself.
Yeah.
But then he's right, shooting with it for a couple of days. After that, when you get into the van and wear the jeans, you suddenly, something shifts in you.
Yeah.
You wear that shirt, the chashma, something shifts in you. You change the shoes. And these are very small, slight differences, but an actor's, he's more observant than the usual people. So you see those differences.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a different kind of jeans, I'd probably sit different on this chair.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, buying that, you go to the store and you buy this different kind of shirt for the first time, and when you wear it, something feels right. You're like, yeah, this looks pretty cool on me.
Yeah.
I've never tried this kind
Also
of
because
clothing.
it's not familiar, na?
It's not. It's an
There is no
unfamiliar
fam-
territory.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
unfamiliar
That's right.
territory, and that's what's the most exciting thing about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the character.
Right.
This is a small game जहाँ पर कुछ 5-6 सवाल हैं and it's very quick. These are questions about the firsts in your life.
Okay.
ठीक है? Okay. So one by one. पहला paycheck amount.
10,000 rupees signed by Yash Chopra.
Wow!
क्या बात है?
Wow.
Wow!
The first job I got in Bombay was in the casting department of Yash Raj Films.
Wow.
I was working for Shanu Sharma.
अरे वाह.
Amazing.
That's nice.
Very, very.
I
Barun.
sent it to my dad.
200.
200? किस चीज के लिए?
I used to sell crockery sets.
Okay. Wow. सुरभि?
इस इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो 1100 रुपए याद है मुझे. आपको पता है वो जो आप हीट पैड मिलते हैं ना बैग के,
हाँ.
तो उसका कैटलॉग भी नहीं बोलेंगे, एक ऐसे ही छोटा सा शूट था 1-2 घंटे का. तो हीट पैड लगा के, स्लैक्स पहन के, रियल है ये कहानी, ऐसे स्लैक्स पहन के, ऐसा पहन के हीट पैड लगा के फोटो खींची, कुछ पता नहीं क्या हो रहा था. 1100 रुपए लिए घर आ गए.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Okay. पहली फिल्म जो आपने थिएटर में देखी थी? याद है?
Mohra.
वो 30 साल पहले की बात है वो.
Thanks.
No, I know because this film is completing 30 years this year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What a film to watch though.
Yeah. Varun?
The Thin Red Line.
The Thin Red Line. अच्छा जी.
हम लोग नहीं इतना वो थिएटर वाला ट्रेंड हमारा इतना था नहीं.
हाँ,
तो
तब
तब
भी.
11वीं 12वीं में आ गए थे तब अपने.
No, but I'm saying it's a very interesting film.
Yeah.
To be, introduced to the big parda with it, like.
Yes. सुरभि?
याद नहीं है मुझे, पता नहीं यार. आई थिंक हमें राय प्यार के या दिल या कोई तो ऐसी कोई फिल्म होगी.
दिल?
जो आमिर खान और माधुरी हो गया, काफी टाइम हो गया.
चलो 2 लास्ट क्वेश्चंस क्योंकि वहां से टाइमर आ रहा है. Okay, पहला fan moment.
Oh,
पहला फैन मोमेंट आई थिंक मेरा पहला फैन मोमेंट शाहरुख सर के साथ मैंने शूट किया था उनके साथ दुबई में और probably to be honest I think probably my only fan moment.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, I never felt like, you know, especially when you're working with someone,
Correct.
you're in a slight work mode even.
Right.
But he's another type of person. Very, very good experience. Yeah, 2016 in Dubai for Dubai tourism.
Okay, Barun.
I've only had one all of my life. I was shooting in Film City, and me and Sanaya were shooting for इस प्यार को क्या नाम दूँ, and Sachin Tendulkar was shooting in the studio next, and और मैं तो बहुत ही मतलब हो गया कुछ ज़्यादा ही, और फिर then she knew, obviously we developed a very strong bond by that time. So she knew how crazy I was, so she went to him, she stopped him, and I was sitting in the back of the van, and I was like, there is no way I can meet him, there's no way I can meet him. So she pushed me, I went and made a fool of myself. Like, that heartfelt moment, you know, Sachin was gone, you know, and I like shook his hand, I was like, thank you. And you were like, for what?
कुछ होता है सचिन.
Oh, he was a thorough gentleman, but yeah, my only one moment. Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll end with you, Surbhi.
So my father has, I was telling Vishwas that my father served the Airport Authority of India. काफ़ी साल airports के साथ थे. So he was handling about 20-30 airports. जब ये privatize भी नहीं हुआ था, तो हम लोग छोटे-छोटे तब airport पे ना shooting करना allowed होता था. तो मेरे को याद है पापा हमें ना धड़कन की शूटिंग दिखाने ले गए थे. धड़कन पिक्चर है ना, आमिर अक्षय कुमार एंड
Sunil Shetty.
हाँ, I kind of feel I think I was just so fascinated with the whole shooting thing ना. छोटी थी तो so awestruck कि आप सबको मेकअप है, सबके ऐसे जैसे आते हैं टचअप करने, ये वो आप शिल्पा शेट्टी को देख रहे हो, सब एयरपोर्ट का कोई सीन था ये. And I was just so like and I've always been fascinated with the industry, though my path has never been that. I came into the industry much later, पढ़ाई वढ़ाई करके, MBA खत्म करके, but I think that moment was like, अरे यार ये industry भी कुछ होती है, ये भी कुछ होता है. So
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's very fascinating. Like so it was my first time. तो हमने उसके बाद से फिर हम पापा को बोल दिया, अब जब नेक्स्ट शूटिंग हो पापा आप हमें लेके चलोगे प्लीज एयरपोर्ट पे. बेचारे ले चलते थे. कभी कुछ हो रही है, कभी सलमान जी की हो रही है, कभी किसी की हो रही है. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, so I think we don't have time, but thank you so much. This was fun.
Nice.
This is
Thank
nice.
you,
And,
Pari.
Radio Nasha.